Hey, Sue. Hey, Sooner fans, welcome back. Hey, we don't do these very often. We got a loaded show for you today. Easter weekend wasn't boring. Sooners make a stone cold move in the portal. We'll talk about that a little bit. OU women gets another gymnastics national championship over the weekend. Thunder win by 50. That's right, 50 on Sunday. And the NFL draft starts this Thursday, so we got a lot to talk about. So let's dive into it. Please.
That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull up with the answers. Yeah, the answers. The champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us, of course, on TikTok, YouTube, all the social media outlets. Love to hear from you. So crazy weekend. I kind of want to start. I know we'll dive into some of the other stuff a little deeper, but I just want to start by giving the OU women their due. And seventh national championship in the last 11 years, Rob. So between them and softball, that's as good as it gets. Yeah. Just I think they ended up, they beat UCLA, Missouri, and Utah. I think UCLA came in second, but they came in second last year to LSU and that Livy Dunn team. And then this year they closed the deal and got another national championship. So congrats to them, Coach Kindler and all the team down there. Yeah, they do a fantastic job. No, they're not second to anyone here in the country. Thunder win by 50 points.
Yeah, that's wild.
Playoff game, not just some regular game. And Shea had, I think, either his lowest or one of his lowest offensive outings of the season.
I saw that. I saw
and
that
they
like
still won
beginning
by
of the
50.
game. He was like, and he just, I mean, the team is pretty balanced, and there's snipers everywhere, 3-point snipers everywhere, and guys that can create for their own, and that's pretty good. Your best player, future MVP, is just can take the night off. He'd probably take the series off, to be honest.
Maybe,
I mean, you could.
No, I'm impressed, and in the NBA, you got to be able to hit open threes. If you have half a dozen guys that just can hit open threes, that goes a long ways in the playoffs. Last year we lost to Dallas because we couldn't hit threes. So I'm hoping that changes this year. I know we added iHeart and then Caruso that really helped a lot on our team this year. So hopefully we match up with about anyone. You win 65 games in the year, you usually don't have an issue matching up with people. So I'm looking forward to see how deep this team can go on the playoffs this year.
Championship.
Yeah, the whole way.
They're winning.
Yeah.
They're winning, man.
I hope so. This team's been starved of a title, 15 years? 20?
Yeah.
I don't remember when the whole New Orleans
I don't know.
thing and then the Seattle thing happened. That's been been a long time ago. Either way, we've been deprived for 15 years or so. But no, I think they can get it done. I'm with you. NFL draft is Thursday. Before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the news that kind of traveled quickly over the weekend. It started, I want to say, Friday.
Friday.
David Stone announced he was hitting the portal. To the shock of many of us.
I'm glad we waited to have our 1 week show after the saga.
Yeah.
Because, oh my gosh, there was like a roller coaster of people.
It was.
Man. It was, phone blowing up, oh my gosh, we just lost potential. We lost this big potential player, elite potential player, and he recommits. It's a done deal, right? That's what we named the episode. It's a done deal.
That's right. Yeah.
It is pretty wild that you're able to have 3 IDLs that are potential Sunday players. I mean, when was the last time we had 3 interior defensive linemen with the potential to be playing on Sunday? And one, Dominic Williams is going to earn his way into a draft pick. And the all-SEC freshman and Jaden Jackson is on his way to earning to play on Sunday. And then you've got Stone, who is that, of course, that 5-star player, athletic profile, pushes his ceiling up beyond the 2 of them. And now you get to keep them all 3 for another season. I was worried about it. I was worried back in December because I was like, Jaden played so damn good. Jaden played so good. He's one of my favorite players, but that kid as a freshman, we're taking junior 6'5", 300-pound all-CC players and literally throwing them. We had a post on our Twitter of the Alabama Seth McLaughlin. I can't pronounce his last name, but Jaden just took him and just chucked him. Just took him and just threw him like he was a rag doll. A little 18-year-old kid just throwing this, 21, 22-year-old player out of the way. I mean, he played so good, and I was worried in December that, how are we going to have this in the budget where we have 3 premier IDLs, premium position. Okay, interior defense lineman is a premium position. There's not very many quality Sunday players. How are we going to keep them all? And we rolled through December. My paranoia of losing Jaden was subsided. He stayed. He's a OU guy. And then David jumps into the portal on Friday, and I'm like, oh, no, there it is. There it is. I slept on it. I stopped being paranoid about it, and then he jumped in, and I was one of the few that was like, okay, we got 2 good guys. We got 2 Sunday players already. If there was going to be a group that you were going to lose somebody, and like that would be the group. That would be the group because you got Todd Bates, who's a hell of a developer. He recruits well. We're going to be fine. We're going to be okay. And, the saga unfolded, and, you and I talked about it, how if he goes in negotiation or whatever, how does that play out for other players and everything? But now we sit here today, he's locked in, should be feeling really good. I mean, I don't remember a time we were this deep, man. Not at that spot.
I don't either. And I didn't sleep on it and feel as comfortable as you. I was not feeling good about it at all. I just don't like losing anybody in our 2 deep, especially the interior line, because those guys are just what you said. They're just hard to come by. So yeah, I'm glad he came back. Hopefully he's for sure staying. You just never know. When,
that would be.
Can you imagine?
Oh. in out. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
No, it should be over. It seems like whatever needed, whatever TLC that needed to be, over the weekend, it was fixed. And whether he got more, whatever, but there was, compacted in that 72 hours. There was so much stuff. I mean, even Okoye stuff came. I was like, Danny Okoye's next. I mean, all this stuff, and you're like, slow roll. Let's let them talk. Let them work it out.
Yeah, there's always repercussions or whatever if some guy does come back and there was a couple more million thrown at him. I'm just throwing an example out, which that did not happen here, not even close, we don't even know if the number it changed at all. So anytime that's always my worry. Like a guy does that negotiation tactic, we give a guy more, and then all of a sudden you got 84 more guys on the roster. They're like, huh, is that what you have to do? You know what I mean?
I think we live in a time and age now where you're gonna have holdouts. I mean, we just saw Nico hold out, and he's now going to the West Coast. But now this is basically a semi-professional sport. Holdouts at this time of year is always going to be a thing. But I don't know what this was. I don't know how you define this saga. I mean, I think it was just need a little TLC, just need to trim some leaves and replant the flowers and stuff, and just gotta give it some new and just let it grow. I guess I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what you.
Yeah, just get all the parties in the same room again, and just have a important conversation again, like you did maybe a couple of years ago, whatever. But
maybe he just wanted to have see the plan again for him. Maybe he just wanted to like sit with Bates and BV and Nagy and just be like, hey, what's the plan for me for the next couple of years? Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, big get. Yeah, I don't think we would have been able to. Of course, we could have found someone else in the portal, but just got so much vested in him, and
right.
I heard he was having a fantastic spring. Just tearing it up, and maybe has made that next leap and everything. So I'm hoping that.
Well, he's gonna have to. If he wants to get on the field, he's gonna have to reach his potential to get on the field. Quickly. Because of the two players that are in front of him, they set the floor to that room is so sky high because of Jaden and Dominic. They set the bar real high. If he wants to steal reps from them and get snaps, and I'm not talking 10 or 15 snaps in a game, I'm talking quality 30%, 30 to 40 snaps a game, he's going to have to reach his potential and get to that ceiling of his based on his athletic profile to push snaps to himself away from Jaden, away from Dominic. That iron sharpens iron, right? As he's pushing himself, the other two are going to, increase their game. So great, but I'm excited to see what he does. We got a few more months here. It's going to come around the corner pretty quick, and I honestly don't know if there's a 3-man rotation. If David Stone were to reach his potential, is there a 3-man rotation at IDL anywhere else in the country that's like that? I know Michigan's got a good one that was the sidekick to Mason Graham, but I don't know. I can't. Georgia always has dudes, and Bama.
Graham's getting drafted, right?
Yeah, Graham's getting drafted, but he had a sidekick. I know Michigan has one other dude that's pretty good. I can't remember his name. But there's a Michigan IDL, but I don't think there's a 3-man rotation in the country that's this good. It could be really good, especially if Stone is really taking those next steps and gets his. I mean, the days of like Stacy Wilkins and Matthew Romar and some of those other Devontae Lampkin. I mean, all those days where we would have a Neville Gallimore, and then we would have a random dude, Jag, what do you want to call it, just a guy. And now we're here today, and you've got 3 Sunday players in that room. That's pretty damn good, man.
And the 2 guys behind them, Halton and Trent Wilson, aren't no slouches either.
Yeah.
So
Halton's gotten himself his little role on there, the little pass rush specialist role. He did really good in the first 4 games last year. Lined up as a defensive end and got a couple sacks. So, yeah, that Todd Bates has really made something out of that room, man. It's pretty wild the way that it's flipped in the last 4 or 5 years with him.
Oh yeah,
him on staff.
No doubt. Yeah, we got high expectations out of that line. I know we'll do some position grades. I think we usually do that. August time frame? We like to come out with our position.
It's usually when we hear some of that fall camp. You're not talking about our stake analysis, right?
Yeah, I am.
That's right. About your stake analysis? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's do that in August when we hear some more about fall camp. Hear more about from all the insiders, what exactly what our depth chart is looking like, and then we could do our stake analysis again. That IDL is going to be pretty high. IDL might be going to the ranch.
Yeah. We both can probably give those away right now. I think both of us feel the same way about that interior line right now. Quarterback. Yeah, never mind. We'll worry about that another day. But yeah, so that was not the only portal news this past week. Early last week, before the portal even opened, we had I guess it was a center from Stanford commit. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to.
I don't want to try either.
And then sure, that sounds great. And then Jaden Ott. We can say Jaden Ott, right, from Cal.
Ott, yeah. Yep.
Huge running back portal get for OU. Just a real dynamic playmaker in the running back room that we've added. But yeah, just I don't know. You've probably looked at some of his tape already and watched him, but home run threat, can make guys miss.
Yep.
It's funny too. He gets out in kind of the open field. He's kind of got a high leg kick too. I don't know who I don't know who to compare that to. I started like comparing it to like Barry Sanders, and I'm like, what are you saying, Brad? That's stupid.
Yeah. Don't go there, man.
Don't mention Barry's name in the same breath with other people. But just that room just got significantly bigger. We of course lost Franklin, adding him, but we already had Robinson, Sawchuk, Barnes, Tatum. You add him. That's a loaded running back room now. You go 4, 5. Yeah,
that's a lot of dudes, man.
I'll kind of be surprised if all of them stay.
I know.
I don't like saying stuff out loud sometimes, Rob. But
right.
Isn't that kind of how it feels?
How many more days of the portal do we have?
That I don't know. I know like the winter portals. Yeah, the winter portals open for like a month almost, right?
I feel like this one's like
2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. But that is a lot of guys and a lot of players in the room. And I watched Oregon, and I watched Syracuse, and I've watched 5 games. I'm finishing up 2 of them. We'll get into like Sooner Cowboy says there's 4 more days in the portal.
Oh wow, that is a short portal.
Yeah,
dang,
it's short.
10 days. Wow. Thanks for all you that are on the chat right now. We're terrible about responding to everyone during the show, so I appreciate everyone that's.
Yeah, we're not really good multitaskers yet.
We aren't. We're not used to doing these live things, man. So we need a bot that can just reply to everybody. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't
it? Yeah. Or AI, create a champion standard AI.
That's right.
We should get our intern on that. Maybe our intern can get out there and make us an AI.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I've got about 6 or so games on Ott. I've finished like 3, and I've got 2 more that I want to do. The 6th one I might watch, but looking at 23 and 24, I skipped watching versus USC. I don't care what he did to get USC's run defense was horrible. I wanted to look at some of his the better run defenses to kind of see how much pressure in the backfield he had to deal with, how the holes, when you're playing good run defense, those holes get plugged real quick. You have to hit your read step and go real fast. And some of the stuff I saw, I mean, Cal's run offense was a little strange. They love to run a lot of super counter, and they like to run a lot of inside zone insert. We'll get into that maybe on Sunday, this coming Sunday. We'll bring up some plays. He definitely ran. He looked physically bigger in 23 to me. He definitely ran like much more aggressively in 23. 24 nagging injuries. He had an ankle injury. You can tell he didn't want to put a lot of trust in that ankle in some of the cuts he was doing compared in 23. And it slowed him down. You can tell that he was a lot more hesitant in 24 and 23 when especially running in between the tackles. Most of his best plays in 24 was when he was bouncing into the outside. There was inside zone, and he clearly didn't see the hole that was in front of him, and he just bounced it out. Now, sometimes he got away with it and got like 7 to 8 yards, and sometimes he did not. But I think after a year of rehab, maybe a little bit of strength conditioning, and then getting into this offense with better players, because the offensive line at Cal was, I mean, they were not too good. So Beatenbow, better O-line in front of him, a year of rehab. I think he's gonna be a good player for us. I really like him catching the ball in the backfield. They didn't ask him to do a whole lot. I watched a couple games. I was like, oh yeah, this is really cool. And I watched, the other two, and they pretty much asked. His route tree is pretty small. He's like a little angle route and a little swing route, and then there's some little what they call settle plays where you go in the middle. You just kind of through the offensive line. You sit and you either go left or right based on the linebacker. Besides that, not. I would like to see him actually lined up as a wide receiver and actually motion him around and stuff, because I think he can do it. He looks like he has fun when he's out there. So we'll get some more on that on Sunday. But he's a good pickup, man. Good. It's going to put a lot of competition in that room.
Oh yeah, no one's starting job is safe. Did you kind of in a backwards way insult McCade McTwire and say that he couldn't block?
What?
Wasn't he at Cal? I'm just kidding. I thought
he
came from
Cal.
2023?
He did.
I don't
wasn't
know.
There in 23.
I don't know if he was or not. I was just trying to catch you.
I was like, McCade.
Yeah. Block for the man. Yeah. So I know we're not done in the portal. I think, the list of wants, I think cornerback was another position that we were wanting, another wide receiver, a kicker. Am I missing anyone? Maybe a linebacker for depth. Is that the kind of main
kicker? I'm trying to think. I mean, I want a receiver, man. And
that's what I said. Receiver and corner.
Oh, you did. Yeah. Receiver and corner. Like I'm really surprised we don't have a receiver yet. Yeah, I mean, I really did. I mean, there's shit.
Well,
a productive receiver. Eli, this guy right here, our buddy. Him and I were talking about the UCO receiver. I've already forgot his name. I'm terrible with names, but I mean, production. We need production. Like you need production.
Is it you need to have somebody like Terrell Davis or something like that? Does that sound right? Let's go with that. Let's go with that until you find something different. But yeah, no, I'm with you. Get a productive buy. I think the reason we don't have a receiver right now is because we can be fairly choosy and we don't want to overpay, because we kind of paid from the winter portal and getting Burks back on the team. So I don't think you just want to keep overpaying, That's my guess, but I know they have 2 or 3 irons in the fire, so we'll see how things settle. One thing we forgot to mention, Eli put it in there, is Terrell Davis, not to be confused with Terrell Davis from the Denver Broncos. Tight end. Like we forgot about tight end because tight end is forgotten at OU. That's why we forgot about the tight end. Yeah. Jesus. Can we please get an H-back tight end of sorts?
Well, I mean, it sounds like Kanik is going to settle in. I was worried that he was going to be one of the portal guys because, coming to a program as a linebacker, putting all that time and effort to become a linebacker just to be moved to H-back. But if he's sticking in, I think he's your H-back, man. And we saw what Arbuckle had with Cooper Mathers, who, again, Kanik is a way better athlete than Cooper Mathers for Wazoo State was last year. And, I mean, I think he's your H-back. I mean, that's what everyone is saying. He's your H-back. And then the Will Huggins is going to be your big old, your tight end. Arbuckle doesn't really involve them too much in the pass game. He'll scheme them open. He'll scheme them open. but I think his best tight end last year had 13 catches, 7 touchdowns. So I think that's what we're going to kind of see next year is you're going to have a low volume receptions, but you're going to have high volume touchdowns because Arbuckle is just going to scheme up a wheel route or a through route. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple in the pass game and really drill them in the run game. All through fall, all through spring, drill the run game.
Right. Yeah, I'm pulling for. I think we all are. We're all pulling for Canick to be that H-back guy. I hope he works out. We're all rooting for that, of course, because the guy's, he's hard worker and, linebacker just wasn't quite his, wasn't his position coming out of high school. So he was having to try to learn that in the SEC of all places. So yeah, hopefully he's our H-back. I know he's not scared to, hit some heads at all. He'll be creating the contact. That won't be a problem.
Yeah, right.
He may be one of those offensive guys that gets in trouble for targeting. I could see that. Any other portal news? I think we covered, the 2 guys that we've got, and then I'm
excited to get into Ott. Yeah, excited to get into Ott on Sunday. That'd be fun. Yeah. I'll put some stuff together.
NFL draft starts this Thursday. First round this Thursday. OU has four players potentially getting drafted. Stutsman, Bowman, Ethan Downs, and Luke Elzinga. I think they're all projected to get drafted. Anywhere from would this be wrong? Anywhere from late 2nd to 6th for all 4 of them?
Probably late 2nd to undrafted. I mean, Elzinga might. I mean, it's a punter. Downs is also in that bubble. But yeah, I mean, you're really looking at 2 definite locks with Bowman, obviously, and Stutsman. And Stutsman's definitely going to be the first one taken. And I would assume Stutsman, late 2nd. I mean, even inside linebackers, it's so weird how sometimes the draft values them year to year because it is one of those non-premium positions. But there is the Raiders and the Raiders need a backer. They're depleted at backers. And then the Panthers, I believe, are depleted at backer. There's a few, there's a handful of NFL teams where they're they don't have anybody. They need somebody now. And so they might push their value of inside linebacker a little bit higher to snag one. So, and I think Stutsman only has competition between Giad Campbell from Alabama, and then Jalen Carter from Georgia. Now they're a little bit different play styles, but Stutsman, the one thing that's going to translate for him to the NFL is his play recognition, because he is a football junkie. So he's gonna watch a ton of film. I mean, you saw it through his last 3 years, and having one of the best coaches in the game, he recognized the play. He sees what the offense is doing based on film. He could cut half their playbook or more and be able to play ID and get there. And he was really good at manipulating, or what I saw on film is really good at manipulating running backs out of their play. He will literally be patient and be patient with the whole class. I mean, he'll take off. The problem that he has is that he doesn't have that NFL sideline to sideline speed. So he's not when it comes to that NFL backer in today's modern game, they love backers that go sideline to sideline, and that's where one place Danny's not quite there is a Jalen Carter or a Campbell.
Yeah. Yep. You and Eli agree.
There it is. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And then Sooner Cowboys threw out that we've gotten 3 guys drafted for 22 straight years. So we need to get Bowman and Stutz. Yeah, no, Bowman and Stutz, and then just hope hope for Downs and a Terry or Elzinga can keep the streak going.
It's a small draft class too. I mean, 4 guys is a pretty small class.
Mm-hmm.
We were expecting more, but a lot of people stayed. You know, if we had a successful season, you probably would have had Burks and Dominic Williams, probably all would have jumped, and others. But it's a small class. I mean, 4 players we usually send way more than that. So next year is going to be a wild OU draft class. Like, there's going to be a lot of players from OU go into 26 draft. I feel. I mean, from Dominic to Mateer to Burks, and I mean, this is off my head. RMT.
Are you talking? You're not talking next May's draft, but the one after that, or next May?
Yeah. No, next May.
Next May. Okay. Next cycle. Yeah. That's okay. Yep. Yeah. Mateer has a good year. He's gone. He's not staying 2 years, right?
I don't. If I was his agent, I'd tell him to wait, because that quarterback class next year is huge. There's so many quarterbacks, from like Sellers to well, my gosh, I can't think today. Oh, Nico probably jumped. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks next year. Nuss from LSU. I mean, there's quite a few.
Yeah. I'm with you, Eli. I think there's a chance Mateer stays 2 years, just for the reasons that you just said, Rob. That
he could.
Yeah, I think it's loaded. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. We always want to have a good year and just take our chances, right? Good years means good things for the program. So
yeah. So I have a note here. I have Danny going to the Oakland Raiders. They're going to trade up from their 3rd round pick back into the late 2nd and snag him. And Billy Bowman I have in the 4th round, top of the 4th round, and I accidentally deleted my note on what team. I think the Lions. I think I had him to the Lions. Lions need DBs big time, and I feel like with Billy, I think he needs to get onto a team that's willing to kind of move him around, because as a safety, being and Andrew Makuba of Texas has the same problem, being that they're smaller safeties. Smaller safeties. They're going to get picked on by all these big tight ends that the NFL has, and so they're going to have a DC that are willing to move them around. I saw a note that Billy had worked out with at slot corner for some teams, and so I think he can kind of be that kind of like that Dax Hill for the Bengals type guy, where they play Dax at Hill at corner, they play him at slot corner, nickel, corner, and save. They move him around a lot just to base his matchup, because he's got a good skill set. Billy has 11 career interceptions. He's a former high school wide receiver. He had like 1,000 yards and like 12 touchdowns. So, and we saw that as OU fans, where he intercepted the ball. He's so natural with it. He just takes it to the house. That's going to be a huge, like that's like a huge big plus for an NFL team. And I just think that when you get to that, after that 3rd round, you want him, the teams that are going to know how to use him are going to wait for him to kind of fall just a little bit and then snag him. But I think the Lions. I'm going to go Lions with Billy Bowman.
That'd be nice for him, just to go to automatic contender.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun for him, big time.
Yeah. Anytime you can. That's a good thing. If you're not in the 1st round, then if you go 2nd or 3rd round, you don't know who you're going to. It's a thing of needs at that point. But no. Yeah, and Raiders, that's the Pete Carroll Raiders now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
It is weird. Hey, that guy is like a vampire or something, because he is like the most good-looking. What is he? 80 years old, 75, 80?
Yeah, something like that.
He does.
I'm gonna go 76.
76. He is 73.
Okay.
73 years old. So he's by far the old. I mean, he was the oldest coach. He is the oldest coach, but I like Pete Carroll. I hate to admit it.
Same.
I like the way he coaches.
Yeah.
I just wish he hit halfback dive 3 times with Marshawn Lynch. That's like the only thing that I can't understand.
Yep.
Gave Tom Brady a Super Bowl ring.
He did. He just hated one to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. But no, and I saw the Raiders may be wanting to try to get Ashton Genty too from Boise State. That guy's just a every down load back.
Oh yeah.
NFL ready. If whoever gets their hands on him, that guy's ready to go. So I could see him going to the Raiders. He's like beast mode.
Oh,
part 2, right?
Yeah, I kind of see that now that you're saying that. Yeah. That's an interesting pick. Who's your draft crush for this NFL draft? Who's that?
Honestly,
that player that
I haven't.
You just can't get enough of.
I haven't looked at it that much. It's not the Colorado Buffalo guys because I just been tired of that media machine for the last 2 or 3 years. I've had enough of the Sanders, Hunter stuff. Don't get me wrong; they're talented.
I think they're overrated, but that's just me.
So neither one of those guys. If you're asking, I'm trying to think. My gosh,
what about the Penn State tight end, Tyler Ward?
Oh yeah, for sure. Forgot about him. Oh yeah, he's the next big. Yeah, he talking about a legit tight end.
Yeah,
can't miss tight end. He's your guy, right?
Yeah.
For sure. No, I was having a man crush on him during the playoffs last year, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were texting me. He's like, "Why do you?" Yeah, he's kind of like a Kittle and a Laporta put together. Yep. Like he's like right there in the middle of the two of them. Like Kittle's kind of like your,
yeah. Well, I there for a game or Scatabo.
Scatabo, yeah.
Just a train wreck coming at you. God dang.
I
still wish they would have beat Texas, man. God dang.
I know I know. Do you see him puking on the sideline?
Yes. Yeah.
You just sit there yakking and then putting his helmet on and going out. I'm like, God, that's a heck of a player. Yeah, the Penn State defensive end is Abdul Carter, right? Abdul Carter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a heck of a game too. I didn't know anything about Penn State at all. Nothing. I didn't watch that Notre Dame game, and I was like, who is this number? Who's that guy? Who's that defensive end there? Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't put a huge stat line, but every single offensive snap Notre Dame had, they would look like, where is he? You can just tell, like running back would be like, quarterback, where is he at? Oh, he's over here. They would check with me offense and be like, okay, and they would shift protection. I mean, I was like, who is this guy? I don't know anything about him. And I'm like, and then he made a couple of plays. And I was like, oh, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good one. So my draft crush on defense, I'm going to say, is Will Johnson, Michigan corner.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Dude, if I was building an NFL defense, I would want the most physical, big-time strength press corners as much as possible. He would be my number one. He is. I watched film of him last summer because Deion Burks was at Purdue, and I wanted to get him just like I'm doing now with Ott. I wanted to watch Burks versus some of the best defenses. He went up against Michigan, and I didn't know anything about Will Johnson, but I'll have to say Burks got his lunch money taken away every single play. Like Will Johnson just took him out. Like Burks could not get off the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. He was so good at timing his punch, like his punch off the line. And when a receiver comes off the line, they stem, right? They're shuffling their feet. They're trying to gain a little leverage whether you're going left or right. He would time it perfectly to where when every time Burks made a decision which way he was going to go, punched him right in the shoulder or right in the chest, completely threw his momentum off as he put his foot down. So his foot goes up, punches him. Now he's knocked off of balance. It was awesome. Like, and he did it over and over and over. And so watching some Michigan, we watched Michigan, Texas right on here on this show as we preview the OU Texas week. He did the same thing to Matthew Golden and a bunch of other receivers. So he was a really fun corner to watch. And that's probably my defensive draft crush for this draft is Will Johnson from Michigan. Heck of a player.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I see him being mocked at 10 and 12 and stuff. And I think that's because of Travis Hunter. I think all the, some of the teams are wanting to get him because of that. I think Will Johnson is going to have a better, longer career than those other corners.
Yeah, I agree with you, Center Cowboys. I'm glad Will Johnson's leaving Michigan. And
yes,
who's the other guy?
Mason Graham.
Yeah,
Graham.
I'm glad they left. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Will Johnson is gone, so Burks doesn't have to deal with that nightmare.
Yeah. Travis Hunter's pretty much given a lot of teams just an ultimatum. If they won't let him play both ways, he's like, "Don't draft me. Don't talk to me."
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so strange. You're gonna get paid millions of dollars no matter what. He's just trying to push his value.
He's gonna have his.
Is he gonna be offense?
Is his jersey already retired there in Colorado?
Probably.
They're supposed to retire their jerseys. I don't know if it was this weekend or next weekend. I'm like, man, that's crazy. I've never seen jerseys retired like within like 6 months of the season being over.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a little weird. Like Colorado do Colorado things.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Any other? Yeah, I don't know the defensive draft guys. I would have to say Abdul Carter just because he's one of the higher picks out there, I guess, as a draft crush, so to speak. But no, I like the running back out of Boise State and then the tight end out of Pittsburgh. Both those guys I just think are, not franchise guys, so to speak, but just guys you can, can't miss and can't miss on draft day. Step in right away and fill their shoes. I'd like to see Warren down in Dallas, but that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Your Chiefs. What are your Chiefs looking at the end of the first round?
They need a tackle. They need an offensive tackle. Okay. We traded Joe Tooney to the Bears. And so that whole left side, left guard, and left tackle is pretty wide open. And if anybody watched the Super Bowl, Mahomes didn't really have much time to throw the ball. So you want to neutralize a $55 million a year quarterback with all those NFL records, you sack him. And you sack him a lot. So the Chiefs need some offensive tackles and big time. And they've been trying. I mean, they drafted Wanya Morris a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They drafted Kingsley Sutamatae from BYU. They've been trying. They just can't get it. Wanya had the same problems he had at OU was just work ethic. He falls asleep during the middle of the season and he doesn't know what he's doing. And then Sutamatae was just outmatched. I mean, he's not the athletic player that that's needed there for the NFL right now. So they need a tackle. So I'm hoping for. I mean, there's been a half dozen names they've been saying there because once you get to that lower, that 32, 30, 31, it's kind of like it could be anything.
Yeah, no,
should have played more than
yeah, for sure.
No kidding. Yeah. He did good for him.
Yeah, I like having our chat over here. We got all these extra resources. They're just throwing stuff at us all the time.
I know. I like it too.
It's awesome. So appreciate it, Jimmy, Sooner Cowboys, and Eli for filling in our gaps today. So, what else we got? We kind of covered a lot of ground. I know we just kind of touched on the Thunder. So I don't know when game 2 is. Probably tomorrow night. They usually skip a day in between.
Yep.
And then just baseball. Got OU baseball and women's softball that'll just start picking up a lot of steam here this next month or so. Once conference championships and postseason stage starts up. So we might need to get Chris Plank on again here in the next few weeks. before postseason starts up and see how he feels about their chances.
Sure.
I know they've taken a few on the chin the last couple of weeks, but yeah, I think they're growing right before our eyes, so to speak.
For sure.
Yeah. Do we want to wrap things up? You got anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I think we did good for a Monday night show to after Easter, and I'm just happy the Stone saga is over. We just put a bow on it and move on and stay excited for having one of the best IDL trios in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, football's gonna be around here pretty quick. I mean, I know for me, it feels like we've got a lot of stuff that we want to do on this pod. So, and we've got a tailgate to build. We gotta start talking more about our tailgate that we're building, and TFB is gonna help us build it. TFB is the Football Brainiacs are sponsoring it, and we're gonna have a party, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yeah. No, we got a lot.
That's the only thing I want to get off my chest.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Keep your eye on the portal for a few more days. But yeah, no. So appreciate everyone tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we will chat at you next time. Thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it.
See you guys.